on, guys? Mike Robert here, down in the Keys. Like to come out here about 6, 7 times a year. It's like a little weekend getaway thing I do in the week. So I call it a week getaway. Reason being is because there's way less people and you can enjoy it without the crowds and everything like that. But I wanted to shoot this quick video. Check out the water, by the way. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I wanted to make this quick video for those of you that are brand new to my channel, and for those of you that have been following me now. I think I started my YouTube channel maybe a year ago, roughly somewhere around there. But I wanted to make this video because it's really interesting and exciting, the things that can happen in your agency when you decide to take action. And one of the things that I like about what I share with you guys is that everything that I've shared with you is true, right? In the aspect of, not having an internet presence, not having a brand, not having any of that, basically a phone, a computer, an idea, a little bit of a course, and I ran with it. And it's basically going on 3 years now from when I started, or 2.5, 3 years. And for those of you that are brand new, you're starting, you want to really grow your agency, take it from me, going from 0 to 1 or 2 or 3K or 4K or 5K even will be the hardest parts, because of the infrastructure, the setup, the processes, understanding what you're doing, developing your agency identity. But once you break through it, it's almost like smooth sailing, right? Les Brown has that speech that he gives where, the gentleman that broke the barrier for the 4-minute mile, and nobody believed that it could be done. You don't believe you can break it, and then one guy says, hey, I'm going to do it, breaks that 4-minute barrier for a mile, and then guess what? Now everybody's doing it, right? There's hundreds and probably thousands of people that have a small Smma agency that are making profitable income in their agency, 10, 20K, so forth, that are having the success that they want. And you've watched a number of videos and you've made the decision. You're not one of those people that are posing, that are like a weekend warrior or a week warrior. Right, on Monday you get excited and by Friday you're depressed, down and under. You don't want to build your business anymore. The roller coaster that you experience is normal, but you're someone that is serious. You're going to take action, right? You're not someone that buys a bunch of courses, looks at it for 10-15 minutes and does nothing with it. You're someone that says, what, this is the information that I have, I've made a decision, I'm going to push forward with this decision until. And I remember when I was in network marketing, I was listening to Jeff Olson. If you haven't read the book, it's called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. He wrote this book, and essentially it's a daily principle or a habitual principle that you adopt and develop, where the small daily habits that you have compounded over an extended period of time produce a result. And so, you could be sitting down, like if you sat down in a room with me, there's really not going to be anything different. You're not going to notice anything different, right? We're all just, humans. And it's really in the daily discipline activities, right? What do you do in the day that makes the difference over the next 90 days of your life, over the next 6 months of your life, over the next year of your life, right? It's the daily disciplines. It's the discipline to work on your business. It's the discipline for many of you to pick up the phone, reach out to a couple of local businesses, and do that same activity over an extended period of time. It's the discipline to follow up with the businesses. It's the discipline to exercise regularly, to eat regularly, to keep your mind refreshed and renewed regularly. It's the discipline that you work on within yourself to make sure that you're taking the right positive actions, done the right way over an extended period of time, so that you can reap the reward. You don't go to the gym for one time and gain, all the physique or the size that you want or the appearance that you want. You don't get that. You have to go to the gym over an extended period of time. You have to eat a certain way over an extended period of time. And believe it or not, you also have to keep a positive mental attitude, because without that PMA, that positive mental attitude, what begins to happen is doubt, worry, and fear creep into your mind. And if you allow doubt to dominate your thinking, then unfortunately what begins to happen is the dominant thoughts in your mind are the thoughts that will take hold of your mind and replace the positive actions. So as an example, if I allow doubt, worry, and fear to creep in my mind, guess what? That means I'm going to succumb to negative activity. I'm going to succumb to average activity. Now, what's average activity, guys? Let me just walk around over here. So average activity is doing the absolute bare minimum. This is what most people do that work a job. They do the absolute minimum, just enough so that they don't get fired, right? But they can stay employed with their company. But when you run a business, you have to be willing to do the maximum, right, over an extended period of time so that you can reap the maximum benefits. Because in business, there is no middle, right? There's basically success and failure, in my opinion. Some people could disagree. And success and failure is subjective based on your goals and aspirations, okay? But you're going to have success and failure based on your daily disciplines, okay? Perfect example. You could wake up on Monday, land a client, and on Tuesday, your other client, for whatever reason, is looking to shift gears, or a campaign that you're running is not performing the way you want. So you just landed this $10,000 client. You're stoked, right? You're happy, you're excited. But on Tuesday, something negative happened. Oh heck, 2 hours later, something negative happens. Could be business, could be personal, right? What have you. Maybe you have a health matter going on and something is occurring. And because of that, your entire mood shifts, right? Rightfully so. So this is called the highs and lows of business. And how do you overcome those? By daily disciplines. Expecting the unexpected. The more you go through, the more you're going to have to grow through, right? And if you don't grow through it, guess what's going to happen? You're going to go back to the level of thinking that you once were. So in order to break past that level of thinking, right, what do you have to do? You have to stay focused, guys. This is something that, I really share with my students, because the cold calling, it's easy. I could cold call my eyes closed. Being honest with you, that's to brag, it's not to boast, but I've done it for so long that it really doesn't take a whole lot of effort. You make enough cold calls, done the right way, over an extended period of time, you're gonna land clients. It's not a myth, right? It's gonna happen. The difference is your level of thinking. Go back, you watch the movie, if you haven't seen it, Pursuit of Happiness. It was the gentleman in the movie is Howard Gardner. It's a true story, played by Will Smith. And in this movie, this gentleman, Howard Gardner, was actually a very young, successful business owner. However, the market shifted. And because the market shifted, it played an aspect in his business. Case in point, let's say you go into a vertical, right? Well, what can we pick? Let's just pick a vertical. We had the COVID, we have things going on in the economy. Let's just say you pick a vertical. The vertical is starting to tank. Okay, these things do happen, by the way. Okay, if you talk to people that have way bigger agencies, and you really try to find good coaches and experts, you will find this out. This is very possible. A market can tank, and when I mean tank, it's not performing the way it needs to perform for you to make sense of it. Okay, and in that market, the whole market is tanking. This is essentially the same story that happens to him with the medical devices that he had. And now here's a guy that has to shift gears, and he's losing everything. I mean, he's losing his house, he's lost his wife, right, and other things that are going on in his life, and he has a kid. And now he's like, okay, I need to figure something out here. Goes into stockbroking, and he made a decision. Now, this is the point that I'm making to many of you guys, okay? He didn't just say, I'm gonna go do this stockbrokering deal for the next 90 days, next week, whatever. He was actually in competition. He was up against a few other people that were also looking to get this position at this company. And obviously later, he had built his own firm. But my point is he made a decision that he was gonna go not all in, all the way in, right? So he didn't just go all in, he went all the way in. He wasn't just saying, well, it's a dark cave, I don't know what's going to be on the other side. He says, well, whatever is on the other side is going to have to deal with me. And that type of mentality is so important to have, because if your mind isn't right, it doesn't matter how many times you're going to pick up the phone. You're just pounding the phone. Great, anybody can do that. You're just a robo dialer. You're making $150 a day for what? You don't need to make $150 a day, because whatever is on the other side has to deal with me. And in order to understand that mental capacity right there, the focus, Mike, what do you mean? Well, when I pick up the phone, make a cold call, I'm not concerned about the last 150 people that spoke to the same business owner that got rejected or whatever the case may have been. I'm focused on the case at hand, this deal, this offer. What am I doing? What are we talking about? And can we potentially do business? Yes or no? And through my process, it reaps results. Now, some of you say, Mike, well, I've watched your cold calls. I've done the same exact thing you did. In fact, I recorded it, remembered it, and recited it, and I said it verbatim. And it didn't go the same way. I wonder why that is. See, there'd be no difference if I watched a professional athlete or a medical professional, right, or a lawyer, right, perform in their expertise, their area of excellence, right? I watch a game, okay, he went from there to there to there, shot the ball, or he ran from there to there and caught the pass, or he went from there to there and he hit the ball across the green, right? There would be no difference if I watched it 1,000 times and tried to do it and it didn't work the same way. Why? Because they not only did it, they have coaches on it, they're working on their performance levels. A medical doctor, they go through the surgery again and again and again before they perform it. And then they also have what they call like, I don't know the exact term, but basically they have the pregame, the step. They go through the whole process before they actually work on the actual patient. Here you are, wanting to get serious with cold calls or whatever it is, building your agency, and you're just going at it halfway. It doesn't work that way. You have to work on your skill. So I don't want to be too much longer with this. I think you guys got my point. But when you become obsessed with your craft, with what it is you are doing, with your agency, it changes you, right? Because in order for you to go to that level, and I told you the hardest part is going to be that 0 to 5K. Why? Because the infrastructure hasn't been built, rightfully so. You can't build a house, on a bottom that's not hasn't been leveled out, hasn't been graded, hasn't been tested to make sure that this house, you put up a house here, it's going to be sound. You can't do that. So if you want to build your agency, which is essentially your house, your business, something that's going to basically financially take care of you, what type of infrastructure are you building to ensure that, right? I call you guys call me, you email me, half the setup isn't right. And 99% of it is right there. Your setup isn't right. Okay? Most of the best information that you're going to receive in your life will come from people you've never met and hardly know. I.e. this YouTube channel, right? Never met me, you hardly know me, but I'm willing to give you really good information. I'll see you guys next time.